Hi, everybody.
What was that TikTok song?
Hi, everybody. Oh my god.
Anyways, hey guys, welcome back to a new episode of the podcast. Long time no see, but we are here.
We're here.
We hope you guys all had a great holiday. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year's. Cheers to 2023. It's okay.
She said it's okay.
Cheers to 2023. We hope you guys have a marvelous new year.
Yes.
Let us know in the comments if you guys have any New Year's resolutions or anything like that.
Do you have
let's motivate each other. Not really. I'm just trying to go into this new year with a more positive outlook, being more productive. I want to take a lot more pictures this year, just of things in general, myself, my friends. And just be happy, be at peace, you know? Stop holding stuff on my chest.
My hair, I'm sorry, y'all. I get that. I like those goals. I have, like, literal goals. Like, I want to get waxed and continue going. I want to do that. I want to go to a silent disco. Like That's a silent fun. Party.
Mm-hmm. Like a headphone party?
Mm-hmm.
They're really fun.
Yeah. You've been to one?
They had one at my school once, and I went with two of my friends.
That sounds like fun.
It was so fun. Even though there weren't that many people there, it was still really fun.
So, is there a DJ controlling the music?
There's like three. Well, the way ours was there's like three different DJs, three different
headphones
stations.
Oh.
Like you had the red light, which would be one station and one DJ. The blue light, which would be another one, and the green one, which would be another one. So you can kind of just change what you listen to.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, they're really fun. I would go to another one. They're really, really fun.
That's cool. I definitely want to go. And hopefully it won't be in Atlanta because I won't be going there. But, oh yeah, Zira went to London.
I did, y'all. I was in my London era, and I loved it. I was telling my mom I literally will move there. I think I want to move there. Like, after I graduate, like, get settled in my career for a little bit, and when I have enough money to live comfortably without working, because if I go to London, I will not be working. Like, that's just what it is. Like, I can't go to London and actually hold a job.
Oh, she said, you will not be seen.
How is that going to happen? I don't know, but I want to move to London, and that's been added to my life plan.
Period. She said I have to go.
My Instagram to see some of the pictures. I posted on there a little bit, so.
She was living her London era. Get in the London look. National Spaghetti Day.
Huh?
Excuse me?
Olive Garden.
We're going to Ike's or Olive Garden, sir. Which one? Oh, Ike's.
Well, I can't pick.
Anyways, guys. Yeah, I was doing nothing when she was in London. Just working. Living the un-London life.
Sorry, Queen. Well, one day you'll get the London life.
One day I'll get the London life. But yeah, the time difference was so crazy. Because, like, when I would be up, it would be, like, 6 p.m. over there. And I'd be like, hey, girl. And she'd be like, I'm going to bed. I'm like, oh. All right,
good. I think right now, what time is it? 5?
It's 10.
Yeah, it's, like, 10 o'clock there.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's like, the time difference is crazy.
Yeah, it's 10:07 there. You can see that in London, which is crazy.
Cray. But yeah, guys, that's a little update. I know we didn't post anything, for like past 2 weeks. It's okay. I did turn mine off too. Oh, this too. I think this is on this iPad. The fact that they can still hear proud. Okay, let me turn this down a little bit because it's like delaying how I'm speaking. But what was I gonna say? Yeah, we didn't really talk like to y'all, like update y'all on what's going on, and I'm So sorry. I really forgot. I was just like,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna enjoy my time with my family and have Christmas and let Zara enjoy her time with her family in London, and then we would just come back and explain everything. So here's us explaining why we did not like respond or like weren't active.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and like left you guys in the dark, kind of.
Yeah. So
Just went
sorry.
ghost. Yeah, sorry about that, guys.
Sorry,
We
guys.
just had like a lot going on. Like this is the first time like I've really done something like big for Christmas, so it was a lot of adjusting. Like I had never like really flown on a plane before. I
Yeah.
never like packed for like a different country. You know what I mean? So it was a lot of preparation.
Yeah. So that's all for our update. Let's get into the topic for this week.
Today's topic is kind of fun, and the topic itself has been something that's been heavy on my heart for a little bit of time, but like for different reasons. So I think it's good to talk that we're talking about it today. So our topic is Table for One, a guide to dating yourself.
Get the bell. The bell. Can I get the bell? But yeah, dating yourself. So, Zira, what is dating yourself to you? Not as being out of focus. Grow up. There we go. So yeah, go ahead, Zira. What's dating yourself?
I think that dating yourself is kind of like coming to terms with who you are as a person before you can become somebody relationship wise or become somebody with somebody else. So that's understanding what you like and what you dislike, what your morals are, you know, knowing what you stand for, what you don't stand for, especially when it comes to living life with somebody else, because that's a like big thing.
Yeah.
And just like loving yourself and being content with who you are, because if you can't love yourself, then you can't give love to anybody else. It just won't work.
Yeah, it'll be false love. Like, it won't be real.
Yeah. So dating yourself isn't really being content with like being alone, but I think dating yourself just means that you've taken time to figure out who you are and love yourself 1st, you know, and be happy with the human being that you've become at this point in your life before you go into actual physical relationships or emotional relationships with other people.
Yeah, I agree. To me, I think dating yourself is definitely like figuring out where your dislikes are and your likes. But I also think what you were saying about loving others, like learning to love yourself before you love others, it also creates like a foundation for you for if things fail in relationships, you have something to fall back on instead of like drowning in like not being non-codependent anymore. Like, because when you haven't taken the time out to date yourself, you kind of are dependent on everybody else around you, and you don't have that. I'm not saying to be Miss Independent and not depend on anybody and not take anything from anybody, but I'm just saying having that like security of yourself, knowing that you are secure in yourself, but also being vulnerable to depending on others, but not too much, if that makes sense. Yeah, I think that's what dating yourself means to me. I guess we could talk about like, in what are the starter steps to dating yourself? Because I feel like there's a gray area with that. I feel like there's some good points, and then some people are like, cut off everybody, isolate yourself, you're in your own season, this is your season, you're the girl, you're the it girl, blah blah blah, don't worry about anybody else but you. Like, okay. Sure. I guess, I don't know, what do you think?
I think that to begin the process of like dating yourself, you really have to be okay with being alone for a while. Because I think it's hard, if not near impossible, to try to work on yourself with somebody else. Because I think it'll create tension, it'll create problems, and then I think it'll also cloud like your journey, your judgment,
Yeah.
because you're so focused on your relationship with somebody else that you can't focus on your relationship with yourself. So I think that's the first thing, is like being okay with being alone, even if it's temporary, maybe a couple weeks, if that's how long it takes you, or a couple months, or a couple years.
Yeah.
Like, that's okay, because at the end of the day, you're working on bettering yourself.
Yeah.
So that when it is time for you to be in a relationship, you know exactly how you want to go about it, exactly what you want out of it, and you know how you're going to give love to somebody and how you want that love reciprocated to you.
Yeah.
So I think that's the first one I would say. What about you? Another one?
I would definitely do like self-reflection while like starting, like shadow work, learning about your inner child, what hurt you as a kid, and how do you go on to heal those things. Because I always say this, I'm a psych major, so everything as a child leads up to how you are now as an adult. Like our childhood is very important, like to how we develop when we get older. So I feel like unlearning bad habits, learning your defense mechanisms and what triggers you and stuff like that can definitely help you with dating yourself, because like what we've said before, it helps you realize what you like and what you dislike. And also I think, you know, taking the love language quiz, like how do you like to receive love and how do you show love to other people too? Like that is really important, learning your love language, love languages to and back. Yeah, I think that's a really good one too.
And I want to go back to something you were mentioning about codependency.
Mm-hmm.
I think that that's a really important
Okay, my head is cold.
like word
Mm-hmm.
when it comes to relationships, and like actually understanding like what codependency is.
Mm-hmm.
Because I learned a bit about it in high school because a friend of mine did a project on it, like a thesis on it, and she explained it really well.
Mm-hmm.
So I think in terms of relationships, people kind of don't understand when they're being codependent on their partner until other people close to them start to realize. And I think that also ties in, you guys know the little like running gag about like people who, like friends who are in relationships and like their focus is all on their partner.
Yeah.
And then like they lose all their friends in the process type of thing. Like, you guys know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I think that is just like codependency, but we haven't put a term on it in that sense. That's basically what it is. And I think that, or it's a type of codependency, I think. Mm-hmm. And I think that when you haven't figured out exactly what a relationship is to you, you can become codependent on your partner, especially if it's your first relationship. Like, let's talk about that. If this is your first time being in a relationship, your first time getting this type of attention, I think the more and more you're in this relationship, you start to crave that, and it becomes hard for you to create a balance, hard for you to separate your partner from yourself, which is not healthy. I'm just going to say it right now. Like, let's be so honest with ourselves. It's not healthy to be that dependent on anybody. You know what I mean?
It isn't.
We need to figure out how to balance life and incorporate a relationship into that. Does that make sense what I'm trying to say? You know, like, you don't ever want to be codependent on somebody because at the end of the day, you're going to be too needy on that person. And then when they fall short, one way or another, it's going to affect you way more than it would have if you had a healthy balance. Yeah. And that comes with learning yourself first, understanding yourself first. Like Angel said, what are your defense mechanisms? What are some things that trigger you? What are some things you will and will not accept? You know, don't just gravitate towards somebody because they give you attention, or this is your first relationship. You don't want to, I'm not going to say that word, sorry. You don't want to screw it up. You know what I mean? Sorry, guys. I was getting too passionate. You don't want to screw it up. Yeah. You know what I mean? it's okay.
Yeah.
You know, like if this is your first relationship, if this is your 16th relationship, and you're still feeling like, well, I don't even know if they feel it. Like people who experience
I think it
codependency,
turns into
if they
Stockholm
feel it.
syndrome after a while.
Yeah, I think it just really starts to cloud your judgment.
Yeah.
And like I've seen it happen, so I think that's why I'm so passionate about it. Like I've seen it happen and it's so spooky. Like
It's strange.
it gets kind of spooky cuz I don't think it's healthy for anyone to be your whole life.
Yeah.
You know, not any person. The only person that we should be idolizing like that is God. Not any person, not anything. And I think with codependency and like that kind of knot that you have to like that tie.
Oh, okay,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
When you're, it's like two people are tied in this knot that you just cannot untie.
Especially if y'all are sexually active.
And it gets tighter, and it gets tighter,
Yeah,
and it gets tighter.
then it's a soul tie.
You don't know how to loosen that knot.
Yeah.
Then you're attached to that person forever. You don't want to be too attached. You need to understand healthy balance.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And you can't do that unless you really understand yourself. So that's why I think for some people, when it comes to relationships, we shouldn't be too quick. And I'm even speaking this for myself, and maybe Angel can relate also. We shouldn't be too quick to jump into a relationship the minute we're getting attention that we like or that makes us feel good.
Yeah, that happened to me.
Because I think, it happened to me too. So that's how I know.
Yes.
You may not even really like somebody.
Yeah, you just liking the attention
that they're giving you, the things that they're saying to you make you feel good. So you're like, okay, yeah, I want this. Like, this is something I would like to continue.
And you drop the L word.
Yeah,
like 3 months in.
So we're just gonna keep going with it. They could be toxic.
Yes.
You know, there could be red flags everywhere.
And you just like...
But because you like the attention that you're getting, you know, you're doing the things that cause that person to give you more, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? You may not even... Like, let's be for real. You may not even really like that man.
You may not even like the man.
You may not even like that man. But you like what he says to you. Or you like what he does for you. You know
or you like
mean?
what he looks like.
And,
and then you're just like, oh my gosh, he's so fine. So I'm just going to let him do whatever.
Yeah, that's not how we should go about it. You know? And I'm saying this because I've experienced it. I did it. So now that I'm older and I can reflect on it, I can give that advice. If that makes sense. You know, so like when you love yourself first and you know exactly what you want, you could avoid stuff like that. You could avoid being dependent on your partner. You could avoid these unhealthy, you know, traits or habits that you've developed in going into this relationship. You can avoid being quick with your emotions. Yeah. You know, without evaluating the whole picture. Not being level-headed.
Yeah, because I don't think it's your heart. I think it's more so your mind tricking you. It's not your heart, I think. Yeah, it's definitely your brain, like, because it's psychologically speaking. I keep like bringing psychological stuff up, but like when somebody is like giving you like the attention, you're releasing oxytocin. Oxytocin is a love drug. Like that's like what makes you get pulled in. That's like the honeymoon phase. The honeymoon phase that people call it, like in like the first 3 months of the relationship. Oh my gosh, I love you so much. Blah, 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 I love him to death. Blah blah blah. Yeah, that's literally oxytocin, and he's giving you serotonin. He's giving you dopamine, or she's giving you dopamine. She's giving you serotonin. Like that's how it is, and they could be smarter than you and know what they're doing, and manipulating you into like their like making you fall into their web of like manipulation
because they see how easy it is.
Yeah, like, oh, she's easy. I'm just gonna like take her virginity and I'm dipping.
Yeah,
basically.
Like, I see she likes this. I see that she likes when I say this to her, or he likes when I say this to him. You know, so I'm gonna keep doing that so that they get more attached and more attached and more attached. And we're not saying that all of your partners are manipulators.
No, we're not.
What we're saying.
Don't overthink it, please.
In some cases, that is true.
Yeah.
Some of the people y'all be with are manipulating you, and you just don't know it. And it's okay, because Well, it's not okay, but it's okay that you don't recognize the signs yet because we understand where you are at this point. You know? So, like, no one's trying to shame you. Trust. No one's trying to shame you.
I'm just telling you how it is.
Yeah.
Like, but
some people do use this to their advantage. And then some people use this so that they don't have to work as hard.
Yeah.
You know, in their relationship because they kind of already know what things make you happy or what things, you know, you like to hear.
Yeah.
So eventually it's going to get played out. But like Angel said, you're in like this honeymoon phase or you're like in this goo goo gaga phase of your relationship. so you can
goo gaga.
Things just seem better than they really are.
Yeah.
That sounds so negative, but I'm not trying to be. I'm just trying to explain it as bluntly as possible.
Yeah.
Because I think that this is a really important topic for all of us.
You just gotta rip the Band-Aid off.
Yeah.
Just gotta
take it off. Ooh! Sorry, guys. We're getting
She really ripped the Band-Aid.
We're getting too passionate now.
Where is it? Oh, it's over there. She ripped the hard drive out, y'all. It's all good. You can just plug it back in.
Okay.
But yeah, like you gotta just rip it off. And going back to like losing your friends in your relationship, please don't let that happen. Please.
Your friends or your family. Because at the end of the day, especially with your family, they are all you have.
Yes.
Like when everything is said and done, say, God forbid, I don't want this for y'all, but you lose all your friends. You lose everything.
Yeah.
You're going to have that's your blood. That's your flesh and blood. That's your family. So don't let these relationships and these unhealthy habits. Oh, Zena, you scared me.
She did too. I'm not even gonna lie. I was like, what is that?
What is on my ankle?
Stop licking me. Oh my gosh, she's licking me off.
Mm-hmm. Don't let it cloud your judgment. Yeah. Because I know in the moment it feels like your partner is really all you have. And like they're the best thing for you. Yeah. They're the best thing.
You're gonna marry them in 3 months.
Your life. You know, they're your best friend. Yeah. That's good. You want your partner to be your best friend. Zena. You want to have a good and healthy relationship with your partner. Yeah. But at the same time, you don't want to forget the people who were there before your partner and the people who are going to be there after your partner, you know, and that's your family. That's the people who you've grown up with, the people who have raised you and the people that you've helped raise. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So, I mean, that it really, all of this really just ties in to one thing, and that's understanding yourself first. Mm-hmm. You know, making sure that you prioritize your family and your friends. Yeah. You know, making sure that you can recognize red flags, you know? Even if you've never been in a relationship, you can recognize the bad.
You can.
Yeah.
You definitely can. Yeah. And I have.
You just have to ask for discernment. Yeah. Doing anything, you should ask God for discernment. Key. Because that's the only way you're going to go into this world and be able to differentiate this from that and that from this. Is with the spirit of discernment. Yes. Like that's something I pray for every day. Like I pray for God to give me discernment because things get crazy.
Yeah, and discernment may ruin things for you. Mm-hmm. Like, trust me, it's ruined a lot of things for me. And I'm like, okay, I know better. I can't do that. We can't do this. Or, you know, like you just got to remove yourself from that situation. So you just got to do it. And, like, the fact that you know already should give you some strength to leave, if that makes sense. Because you already know, like, what would happen if you stayed. What would happen if, like, you know what's going to happen with this timeline if you don't get out quick enough. So I feel like having discernment definitely helps you get out quicker in these type of situations. Like, who was it? I can give y'all a personal situation. Like, it was senior year. This boy, I'm gonna just call him Ty. I don't know. I'm just gonna call him Ty. So back in my lukewarm Christian days, where I was like still like into like deep into zodiac signs and like astrology and like, oh my gosh, it's because I'm a Taurus. This is how I am. Girl, shut up. Anyway, so back that time, I was like, I just had, well, I don't know what was the time period from my last relationship to then. That was like, I don't know how big of a gap or how small of a gap it was, but I call myself like just like removing myself from the relationship before and then getting into this situationship now. So I'm like head over heels with this boy. Like he's so cute to me and he's blah 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 and he wasn't taller than me, which was kind of weird. But he was my height. You didn't know that? He was my height.
Now look, guys, we support short kings.
Anyways, yeah, he was like my height, and that was like my only thing. I was like, dang, I can't like I'm always used to like looking up at my past relationships. Like I was always like looking up to them while I'm talking to them, but like I just literally eye to eye. So that was definitely new for me. But my thing that was what like caught me in his like web was the fact that one, like I said, I was obsessed with astrology. I wanted to date a Scorpio. I already had dated a Scorpio before this. So I wanted to do it again. Why did I do that?
Guys. I'm not.
No, you can literally
like
shake your head.
Into zodiac signs, like deep into like how Angel used to be.
Mm.
But I've just had experiences
With Scorpio.
Like I've just seen. There's just one Scorpio that's good. One or two.
One or two good ones.
That I know personally.
Okay.
Actually, just one.
She said actually just one. But yeah, like I was like talking about it now. I'm like, why did you want to date another Scorpio after getting out of a relationship with another one? What's the correlation there? Literally, clouded brain, oxytocin, just making me love high at the time. So, meanwhile, like, I'm talking to my friends, like, oh my gosh, I like him so much, but I don't know how to say it. And, like, I don't know. He's been, talking to me, like, we've been, like, cahoots in class or whatever, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, I don't know what to say, blah, blah, blah. And they was like, just tell him, just do it. Just. And I'm like, okay, one day I just did it. Why the moment after I said no, the moment after I say, like, not no, the moment after I'm like, I like you, ghosted. Like, I don't want to say, like, right after, but homecoming was near. And I was like, we can go to homecoming together. Like, I want to wear red. What do you think? He's like, yeah, we can wear red, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, you gotta meet my dad, because my dad don't play games like that. Like, you're not about to just take me to homecoming and my parents don't know who you are. So I'm like, hey, yeah, you gotta meet my parents first before we, go ahead and start planning for homecoming. Why was he, like, dry texting me all of a sudden? And I'm just like, oh, maybe he's just tired from work. Like,
it's okay, girl. We grow. We do.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, maybe he's just tired from work and yeah, blah, blah, blah. Like, he works a lot, blah, blah, blah. Okay, guys.
Sorry, guys. It cut.
It always does that. Y'all know the drill by now. But yeah, like, I was like, we're literally in high school, so what more work other than homework and going to a fast food place is hard work? Please explain to me. I know it may be hard to you, but you literally only working 20 hours a week, babe. So, come on. But yeah, like, he just immediately stopped, like, showing interest. Like, he was kind of like, what's the word I'm looking for? Kind of like disengaging himself slowly from me. And I was like, what's going on? And, like, what really got me is because he had told me one day, like, he wants to have a relationship and all this type of stuff. Like, he wants to start. And then, like, a week later, it's just complete ghosted me. Like, when I tell you ghosted, I mean, we would literally be, this is the classroom. Me, and him. Like, this was our seats, right next to each other. Would not speak to me at all. And I'm like, what did I do? And I'm like over here like spiraling. I don't know what I did. Blah, blah, blah. Like, what's going on? I can't. I don't know what to do. Like, I'm literally drowning. Like, what did I say before? Drowning in, or like falling into the trap. Like, to where I'm like digging a hole for myself. So I'm just like, what did I do? Like, I don't understand. I'm literally talking to his sister. Like, so what's wrong with your brother? Like, what happened? Did anything happen at home? Like, did I do something to him? Blah, 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 blah. Literally still don't know to this day. But basically, that's an example of being high off of oxytocin and not realizing the red flags. I did not date myself. I think I just, not just recently, but like the relationship that I have now has forced me to date myself. And sometimes it comes to that, like, it just, sometimes that happens. But literally, all my past relationships, I did not know really anything about myself. I was more so in the relationship for them and not really for me. That makes sense. Does that make sense?
That's real.
Yeah. So, that's my tea.
Yeah. And I think it's so important to do what Angel does and, like, reflect, you know, on your past actions, how you are in past relationships, and compare it to now to really see if you have taken the time to put yourself first, you know?
Yeah.
Because that's what it's about. You have to put yourself first before you dive into a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you're putting that person first, you're slowly jeopardizing yourself.
Yeah.
Like, and most of the time you can't see it until it's too late. You know, until you've lost your family, or you've gotten into a fight with your friends, or, you know, this has happened, or this has happened. And you can't put it back to what the source is. Mm-hmm. And the source is just an unhealthy dive into a relationship. Yeah. Or an improper dive into a relationship without taking the time to evaluate yourself.
Yeah. I feel like another thing to, like practical things to date yourself, you may be like, well, how do I do that? Like, where do I take myself out? Or like, do I take myself out? Yes. Go out on a date with yourself. Literally, get cute, do your makeup, do your hair, buy yourself flowers, do whatever you want that makes you feel good and that you know that you like. Mm-hmm. Put on your favorite dress, put on your favorite shoes, go to your favorite restaurant. Hey, like Zira said in the beginning, table for one. Mm-hmm. Yeah. They might look at you like, okay, here's your menu. They don't even care, honestly. Like, they're just there to get their money. Mm-hmm. But yeah, like, get yourself a table, order your favorite food, get yourself a dessert, get yourself your favorite drink, whatever it may be. Yeah.
And it's gonna be scary at first. I remember the first time that I went out, like, to a restaurant, like, by myself. It was kind of scary because I was like, oh, like, are people feeling bad for me? Or are people looking at me? But, like, girl, I popped those AirPods in and I turned on a show. You know what I mean? Like, yes. I turned on a show and I just, like, sat and enjoyed myself. Although I didn't stay to eat all my food. I just ate a little bit of bites. Then I left. But, you know, still, it's the actual action of being okay being by yourself. Mm-hmm. Yeah. You know? And, like, you don't have to like, if you're striving, like, if your life's goal is to be in a relationship, then something wrong has occurred and you have to step back and figure out at what point in your life do you need to go back and, like, fix.
Yeah. Because at what point did you realize that you can't do this alone? Mm-hmm. What point did you realize, like, if you didn't have somebody, you would literally, like, unalive yourself? Yeah. Because I've seen people be like, yeah, I can't live without them anymore, so I'm gonna unalive myself. Mm-hmm.
It's so unhealthy.
It's unhealthy.
And like I said before, don't feel ashamed if this is you. Yeah. You know, like, if you don't have that healthy relationship with your partner in terms of, like, your dependency on them, or if you haven't taken the time to love yourself first. It's okay. That just means you need to take a step back.
Yeah.
It may hurt, like if you have to go to that extreme and take a break from your partner or even break up with your partner, you know, it's going to hurt. It's going to sting.
Yeah.
Especially because it's kind of what you've been programming yourself for, if that makes sense. Like you've been programming your life to be in a relationship. So it's going to hurt when you try to change that or like remove that entity out of your life, but it's a necessary.
Yeah.
It is a necessary point or part of the journey.
Yeah.
You know? And who's to say that person won't be there? I mean, if that person really loves you, we're here making it seem like your partner doesn't actually care.
Like hates your guts or something.
Most people's partners love them.
Yeah.
Okay? Like, don't, you know, if they do love you, they will wait for you if they want to.
Yeah.
Like, if they really want to, if they really want to be with you, they will understand and they will wait if they want to be with you. Like, if that's what they want, they will wait for you.
Yeah.
You know, they are going to want you to be better. They want you to be the best version of themselves. And maybe this is an opportunity for them to be the best version of themselves as well. Like, maybe both of you need to step back. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I hear it. Sorry, guys. It's, like, really delayed.
Yeah. Excuse you.
I beg your pardon? Yeah, like, it's so delayed. It's so bad.
I don't know how to fix that. I'll just lower it a little bit.
Okay, yeah.
Because we don't really need to hear it ourselves, like, because we know it's on. But that was weird. That was scary.
Maybe it's an opportunity for both you and your partner to date themselves first.
Yeah.
You know, to take the time to just be one with yourself.
You and Sarge.
And then you two can come back.
Yeah.
Or then you can go and find that person who is really meant to be with you, who has the same morals as you, who understands where you are at this point in your life and who respects that. Mm-hmm. You know, who loves you, who loves your family, who loves your friends, who respects you, you know, who is dedicated to you and you are dedicated to them in a healthy way. Yeah. You're not dependent on each other, you know, but you what's the word I just used? You're not dependent on each other, but I can't remember. But the word I used before I said dependent, I can't remember which word it was. But you guys know what I mean. You're not dependent on each other, but you still need each other in a healthy way. Yeah. You know?
Not like you're gonna die.
Learn a balance. You're not going to die.
You're not going to die if you have
one night alone.
Yeah.
One night alone. You're going to see them in the morning. Or you're going to see them 2 days from now.
So you're going to see them in the morning.
It's fine. You will not die. You will be okay.
Yeah, you'll be fine.
If you're feeling that way, you have a very unhealthy attachment. You will be okay. Learn some space.
Yes. Learn your attachment style.
Yeah, learn your attachment style.
Mine is, do you know yours?
No, I don't, but we should do that after.
We should do that. I know mine. Mine is fearful avoidant. Mm-hmm. I don't know the full definition, but it's like, you kind of think like everybody's betraying you, but it's self-sabotage, kind of. So like, and then you're not very open. Like I don't know how to explain it. I'll put like a little definition.
Explanation.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's okay.
Definitely learn your attachment style.
And I understand like in the beginning stages of a relationship, you kind of want to be with your partner all the time, always hang out. But like when your life you feel like your life is going to fall apart if you don't see your partner 24 hours of the day, then there is some type of unhealthy attachment going on. Yeah. And we need to look into that, babe. We need to look into that quickly. Because you don't want it to get too far. Yeah. You know, at the same time, if you are like dreading the thought of being with your partner, you know, like more than 2 hours a day, like if you're dreading the thought of seeing them, and not even because you don't like them, but just because the thought of being with somebody else is like causing you, I don't know, stress, anxiety, pain, then we need to also look back, because that means that there's something going on internally that's causing you to feel that way.
Sorry, y'all.
But yeah, like I was saying, there's two parts to it, you know. We have the unhealthy desire to be with your partner at all times in life, every moment of every day. And then again, like if there's something that's causing you not to want to be in the company of your partner, but like you still desire that relationship, then there's obviously like a imbalance happening.
Yeah.
In both circumstances, you need to step back, you know, and take the time to understand yourself. Because like I feel like before you can go into a relationship, you need to go all the way back, like Angel said, like to childhood. Understand, because there are, like she said, almost everything that happens in your childhood is what contributes to who you are as a person. And there are some things we have to unlearn, and there are some things we have to fix, and there are some things we kind of have to alter, you know, before we can move forward in life, especially before we can be in a healthy relationship. So you just kind of need to take the time to do that first.
And we're also not saying that like you have to be completely squeaky clean in a relationship. Like, you don't need, nobody's perfect. Really, it's not possible for you to be squeaky clean and the other person to be squeaky clean. Y'all are both going to have trauma from your past relationships, your family, your parents, your childhood.
You're both going to have bad habits that it's kind of hard to get rid of.
But I feel like if you are in that like situation, I feel like you should definitely take the time out to talk to your partner about going to therapy with each other, or like practicing like homework, therapeutic, like therapy homework, if that makes sense, like inner child work, shadow work, stuff like that, journaling, talking out how you feel, talking about what caused this and why do you think you act this way because of what happened when you were younger, stuff like that. Like if you have a relationship where you think like you guys need to go to therapy and stuff like that, definitely do it. Please do it. There is nothing wrong with therapy. We literally had this talk a couple episodes ago. Therapy is okay. You are not crazy, and neither is your partner. Y'all are not
failing
crazy
at life because you have to get therapy. Therapy is good.
Therapy is very good. I recommend it for everybody. Like, it's a life changer. Just because, and don't be like, yo, but I'm paying to talk to somebody. Why not? I can just talk to myself.
Sometimes you need to talk to somebody.
Do you have the skills that the therapist got? No. The therapist has more advice, better advice to give you than you can give yourself, because we can only do so much for ourselves. There's a time and a place where we need help from other people. That's why I said in the beginning, you don't need to be too independent to where you don't want help from anybody else and you just think you can fix yourself and nobody else can help you. No, that's unhealthy too. Being too independent and being too dependent are both unhealthy things. Like Zira said, there needs to be a balance between the two in relationships and within yourself. Other things I think you can do to date yourself, like activities wise, you don't have to go out to eat. You can go watch a movie by yourself. You can go get your nails done by yourself. You can, I don't know, paint by yourself. Go to the park, chill out, go to like eat at your favorite spot. Like, you don't always have to go into a restaurant and get dressed and all that type of stuff. You
don't even have to like do physical like
you don't have to go
like on
anywhere.
My phone. I'm gonna show you guys because I really like the app. There's this app called Affirmations, and it'll actually go on your lock screen. Let me show you guys really quick. Daily affirmations, like positive affirmations that just make you feel good going into the day, is a form of self-love, is a form of dating yourself to better yourself. So I'm going to show you guys this one. It says, I'm ready for love to change my life. Look at that. Look at that. Boom. Let me show you if you can see.
I can zoom in. Hold on. Let's see. Where is it? Well,
it should be on, this side.
Do y'all see that?
It should say, I'm ready for love to change my life. They do like different affirmations throughout the day as well. Tell yourself something good. You know, you don't need anybody else to tell you something good.
Pretty, or
you don't need
whatever.
Someone to tell you you're smart. You don't need somebody to tell you look pretty. You don't need someone to tell you that this, that, and the third. You tell yourself that first, because you should already know that. You know, someone's telling you, oh, girl, you're cute. Yeah, I know. Because you believe that, because you yourself are telling yourself that.
Yeah.
You're telling yourself that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So, like, if you know and you're comfortable with it first, then when other people tell you, you know,
kindly thank them and be like, see,
yeah, like it's already engraved.
It's
like,
already
you already
confirmation
know.
for you.
Yeah,
it's not
you
like
already
a
know, and it'll just make
crazy
it'll make
compliment.
you feel better.
Yeah.
But like, it won't be everything because like you're telling yourself that as well.
Yeah, like your reaction shouldn't be
that
like
validation from
oh my
other
gosh,
people.
really? Like no, it
You don't
shouldn't
need
be
the
like
extra validation.
Yeah, you should be like thank you.
Yeah, because girl, you already got it.
Yeah,
or you already got it.
Yeah, you got it.
So
definitely.
Yeah. And there are other ways, like, to date yourself. Just find out what you like, things that make you happy, and at the same time also get you to think about where you want to be in life. Think about what you want to work on, you know, whether that be like Angel said, journaling is a good one, you know, affirmations. If you have to take yourself out in public to a park, go on a walk. You know, you can do different things just to get your mind turning.
Yeah.
You know, get you feeling good, one, get your mind moving, and also get your priorities in check. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I think I've said a lot. Like, I didn't know. Preaching. Yeah, I didn't know I was very passionate about this subject. And I think because I've experienced it when I was younger, in a sense. Mm-hmm. So I know exactly what it is like.
Yeah.
To not.
You've had your fair share of experience.
To not date yourself first, or to not appreciate yourself first, and it just ends badly. Maybe not for everyone, but it ended badly for me. So, you know, and I've seen it happen to other people that I love that, you know, I couldn't get to them. So I
couldn't do it.
Maybe us speaking will get to those people that we maybe don't know that are feeling this and just didn't have anyone to tell them. Mm-hmm. We're here to tell you now.
We're here. We're your big sisters.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Or your little sisters. Maybe you need to hear it from someone younger.
Yeah, maybe. God works in mysterious ways.
Amen. Just remember, guys, at the end of the day, the most important thing when you're going into a relationship is to be equally yoked with your partner.
Yeah, and make sure it's Christ-centered.
Mm-hmm. It says that in the Bible. You want to be equally yoked, and God is at the center of your relationship. Mm-hmm. If he's not, there is an issue. Yeah. There is a problem that needs to be fixed.
Yes. And don't, like, okay, it may be, like, the beautiful, most prettiest girl or most prettiest guy you've ever seen. And if they are an atheist, I'm not saying don't date them, but I'm not saying don't be their friend. If they don't share the same beliefs as you, don't go into the relationship thinking you can change them.
Amen.
Because you cannot.
Ew. God.
Like, you cannot. God did not put us on the earth to change people. He put us on the earth to plant the seed, and God will do the rest. Amen. If they are willing to accept Jesus into their hearts, then they will have Jesus in their hearts. But don't be like, oh my gosh, he's so, like, I love him so much, but he's like a Buddhist.
Even though he's an atheist, like, maybe me sharing my beliefs with him will
influence him.
Like, change. Yo.
No. And don't settle for the fact, especially if you know your beliefs, like, as a Christian girl or a Christian guy, don't go into or settle, like, saying, like, well, when you, like, say if you marry this man, or this woman, do not go or fall into, my kids and I go to church, but my husband doesn't. Mm-hmm. What? That is not something you should be living towards. Mm-hmm. Or my kids go to church, but my wife doesn't. Like,
remember, equally yoked.
Equally yoked.
That is not equally yoked.
Yeah, that is not equally yoked. Mm-hmm. That should not be a factor in a relationship. Now, I understand if, like, they don't really like crowds and they're having church at home. Cool, great. But if they are literally just on the game or not really focusing on what you believe in on that day that you like to go to church on, whatever, then I'm sorry. I don't know about that. It's not, I won't say it won't work, but it's just not equally yoked. And if you're following what's in the Bible, you already know that that's not cool.
Yeah, I think as Christians, the one thing that we should not forget And I think it happens a lot when you go into relationships, again, because you're getting that attention that you crave or that you've never had that makes you feel good. Do not forget your beliefs, your faith, because that is the most important thing. You know, don't go into a relationship and stop praying. What? No, don't stop reading your Bible. Don't stop putting God first, because that's when the problems arise.
Yeah.
You know, go into your relationship with the idea that me and my partner are going to put Christ at the center of our relationship.
Yeah.
You know, don't go into a relationship, oh my gosh, he says all these, or she says all these nice things.
Don't forget about how
they
God
buy me
brought
flowers, and they buy
you.
me food, and they buy me this. So they must really love me. Do they love God?
Yeah, and then did you forget that God put these people down here in order to get you your food, in order to pay for these things? Like, you got to remember who really started all of this for you. Because that man or that woman is not your savior.
Amen.
Is not your savior, baby.
Like, are y'all hearing us? I don't think you're listening. No, I'm just kidding.
I don't think you're listening to me right now. Yeah,
no,
like,
this
that's
is real.
not your savior. Like, they are not the sovereign. No. God is the one. He's the one that you need to love first.
He was there before. He's there now. He's going to be there after.
Forever. Yeah. God is the one that you need to love first, then your relationships. Put God before your relationships, because that's how it's supposed to be.
Love God, and when you love God, you can love yourself.
You can love yourself.
And then when you love yourself, you can love somebody else.
Yeah, exactly. Simple as that.
Yeah, guys, I think we've said a lot. I think this is something God really wanted us to speak about, because as you can see, we've gone like almost an hour.
Oh, wow. This is going to be a long episode.
Yeah.
I hope y'all enjoyed it.
Yeah. We hope you guys liked it, and we hope it really resonates with I know that the people who need to hear this message are going to be the ones to see it. Yeah. So that makes me feel better. Just know that we're not only speaking from experience, but we're like speaking out of love. And we just want this message to reach the people who God needs it to reach.
Yeah, for sure. Well, thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed that and got something from it, like Zira said. We're doing this out of love. Love you. Yeah. Very much.
Please. Thank you guys so much for listening, and we will see you guys in our next episode.
Yeah, the next episode will be a surprise because we don't know what we're going to be talking about. But yes.
So yeah. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Thank you guys for listening or watching. And if you're new here and you enjoyed listening to us, make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell to know every time that we upload.
And follow us on SoundCloud, TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram. All of our social handles will be in the description below. We love you guys, and as always, we hope you felt safe in our safe space.